Once there was a king. Thursday the 14th of April 2022 full update. Make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notified for more updates. Without wasting your time, let's start our today update. Rani shouted in pain while Jiwon enforces her to marry him in the temple. At home, Rajmata was tensed and inquires Amrita where must Rani have gone. She is aware a bride can't step outside after Haldi ritual. Amrita calms her down and sends Bindu to bring Raja. Bindu was thoughtful and says Raja isn't here anymore. He left Amarkot because of Jiwon, and by now he must have gone away by now. Rajmata remembers that Rani must have gone to stop Raja. She put a condition that she will only marry Jiwon if Raja helps in the rituals. Rani finds a coconut lying nearby and tries to cut the rope in which her hands were tied. Jiwon twists Rani's hand when he finds this. He forces her hand to put the oil in fire performing each ritual. Amrita sends Shashi to bring Raja from anywhere. Raja returns home. Rajmata questions him about Rani. Raja was shocked to hear that Rani wasn't here. Amrita tells him Jiwon and Rani aren't here. They hear Minu's call for Rajmata, who show them the necklace. Raja thinks Rani can never leave this necklace here deliberately, and recalls Jiwon's deterrence. Rajmata accuses Raja for being responsible. Rani trusted Raja to stop this wedding and save her. Raja assures that nothing will happen to Rani. He got her in this trouble, so now he will get her out. Bindu stops Raja. He inquires if Bindu is aware where Jiwon took Rani. He warns to put the whole world on fire if something happens to Rani. Bindu accepts that Jiwon took Rani somewhere and said this marriage will take place right now. Raja hurries towards any temple where Jiwon must have taken Rani. The Pandit asks them to stand up for circles. Jiwon urges Rani to stand up, but she doesn't. Instead, she hits Jiwon's ear with the coconut shell. Jiwon was irked. He holds Rani in his arms and takes the circles. Raja looks around for Jiwon and Rani. Bindu reaches Rajmata and Amrita. Amrita suggests to look in the temple Jiwon's mother visited. Bindu suggests about another nearby temple. They were in their last circle. Jiwon was elated that no one can stop him from marrying her. Rani was helpless. She bites on Jiwon's shoulder, holds a fire log from the pot and deters Jiwon. Jiwon was about to attack Rani, when Raja holds his hand. He beats Jiwon badly outside the temple. Jiwon points a gun towards Raja, but Raja kicks the arm with the gun. The gun goes to fall in Amrita's feet. Raja beats Jiwon, wondering how dare he touched Rani. Jiwon says Rani is his wife now, and he loves her dearly. Raja beats Jiwon even more, asking if this is love. Jiwon mocks, look who is talking. Raja accepts he hurt Rani, and save her from the same hurt he handed her responsibility to Jiwon. Jiwon was semi-conscious. Raja says Rani's love turned him into a human, but Jiwon's craziness only turned him into an animal. He was clutching Jiwon's neck. Rani stops him, at which he leaves Jiwon. Bindu and Shashi had arrived. Amrita goes to wake Jiwon up. Raja walks towards Rani. Rani cries in elation as they move towards each other. Tear fell off Bindu's eyes. Raja and Rani hug each other. Raja cries badly. Rani says she knew he would return. Love teaches one to trust, and she loves him dearly. Raja cups her face, asking even after whatever he did to her. Rani says no matter what, she will never her trust over him. Raja confessed his love for Rani, and was determined not to lose Rani ever. Amrita was worried watching this. At home, Raja and Rani smile towards each other hand in hand, and take the blessings of Rajmata. Rajmata says she has now seen Rani is just stubborn like her mother. She had sacrificed a lot to get her love. Raja apologizes for hurting her and Rani. He was afraid of hurting Rani by living with her. He had forgotten the biggest pain for Rani would be to stay away from him. Rajmata insists that they must get married really soon. She goes to Amrita and announces it's time to meet the rest of Raja's family. Amrita gulps the sweet with much difficulty, while Raja holds Rani's hand. Amrita says it was about Jiwon till now. Kal and Bari Rani Ma didn't inquire about Rani's family, but now it's Raja's turn, and when they come to know it's about Rajmata, it would be a hell. Amrita says she will speak to the family about Raja and Rani, and takes a leave from Rajmata. Minu asks for permission to let Raja and Rani stay for some more time. It's celebration of her friend's marriage. Raja and Rani spend time with each other, while Raja sings for her. He hugs her, promising no further pains. His friends throw petals over them and come for celebration. Bindu cries on a side. Raja and Rani were sitting on the roof at night, when Raja holds her hand saying I love you. Someone stood behind them with a knife. Kal was unable to believe Amrita. Amrita says Raja and Rani love each other from childhood, and the truth is Rani is the daughter of Gayatri and Rana Ji. Kal was ready to finish the remaining end of the story now. He was ready to write that story now with the blood of Raj Mata and Rani. Amrita realizes she had been daydreaming and leaving without talking to Kal. Raja says there is one more thing he wants to say to her. He makes a cut over his hand and swears on his blood not to leave her side till death. Rani makes a cut over hers, saying in her veins not blood but love runs. She swears on it not to leave his side. They match each other's fist, mixing the blood. Rani says like this blood, they have also become one. This relations will last for ages. In the palace, Amrita shows the box of jewelry at Raja and requests him to go away with Rani and Raj Mata. Raja argues he has loved only, he isn't a criminal to run away. Rani has always lived alone, she never got a family but she now will. He asks Amrita to give her the love of a mother. Amrita was puzzled how to explain the matter to him. Raja asks her to let Kal and Bari Rani Ma meet Raj Mata once, they will realize Rani has been brought up like a queen. Amrita promises to speak to them in the morning. The next morning, Kal notices Amrita to be puzzled and asks what the matter is. Amrita tells him that Raja has decided to get married. Bari Rani Ma was shocked, and question whom. Amrita says Rani. Kal asks in shock, what? Raj Mata enters the palace with Rani and Raja. Raja warns her that his father isn't like her, he has a narrow heart. Raj Mata asks if he is making her fearful of a monster in the stories. Raja says when someone meets his father, he forgets the monster in stories. Kal twists Amrita's arm. Amrita tells Kal that Raja and Rani love each other since childhood. Yesterday, when Jiwan was trying to marry Rani, Raja stopped the wedding. Raja tells Raj Mata about his grandmother, Bari Rani Ma. If she agrees to something, the decision is unturned. Bari Rani Ma announces that this proposal is impossible. In the royals, not girls but their families are seen while marriages. In case of Jiwan, she agreed only because he is illegitimate, but Raja is the heir of throne. A maid can never be his bride. Raj Mata opens the doors of palace, tears fills her eyes as she get flashes from her past. She recognizes the place, saying she has been here before as well. She steps inside the palace. Amrita says that Rani is not a maid. She has been brought up in poverty, but is a royal. Kal asks for the truth. There, Raj Mata walks across the corridors of palace. Raja says it seems this palace is Raj Mata's house. She appears to be a Raj Mata. Raj Mata recognizes this name and says it seems someone called her by this name before as well. She was seated in Raja's room on easy chair. Kokila comes from behind and questions who is she. Raj Mata stands up to face her. Kokila was shocked. Kokila tries to shout ghost, ghost, watching Raj Mata. Rani and Raja enter the room. Rani tells her she is her grandmother. Raj Mata passes by Kokila passing a smile in the hall. Kal questions Raja how dare he took such a huge decision without his consent. Raja says he couldn't accept to Kal's denial, so he asked for Rani's proposal without asking him. He warns Kal to lose his son, if he tries to hurt Rani or her dadu. Kal holds a hand to slap Raja but was shocked to see Raj Mata coming with Rani. Bari Rani was left in shock, recalling all about the past. Raj Mata only smiles, and joins her hands to them, saying she wanted to meet them for a long time but never got a chance. She was worried by the dryness in their attitudes and feels as if they dislike watching her. Here, Raja offers Dadu a seat to talk and takes them inside. They all sat with the family. Raj Mata tries to recall her memory. She says it feels as if she know them, and has some old relations with them all. Rani apologizes Bari Rani Ma as Raj Mata has lost her memory, she always try to recognize people. Bari Rani Ma smiles that this means Raj Mata doesn't recognize her or Kal, and Rani is also unaware of all the situation. She speaks that it is hurtful. Rani tells them that in her childhood, they used to live in Amarkot. Kal wonders how he didn't come to know about their presence so close. Bari Rani Ma exclaims that she wouldn't have been here, had they know. Raj Mata says her granddaughter is her pride, she will decorate any house she goes to. Raja loves Rani. Bari Rani Ma says after meeting Raj Mata she has no objection in marrying Raja with Rani, she accepts this proposal. Kal stares at her curtly. Raja was elated and goes to hug her. Rani comes to touch Bari Rani Ma's feet with Raja, she blesses them both. They now come to Kal who finally accepts Rani. Rani and Raja now come to Raj Mata. Later, Bari Rani Ma slaps Kokila saying her husband committed this mistake, due to which they had to bend in front of Raj Mata. It is because of him that the heir of this palace, Rani Gayatri, is alive. She won't sit silent when she come to recognize herself. She is Rana Ji's daughter after all. In the terrace, Rani sat with her hair resting on Raja's shoulder. She was in disbelief that Bari Rani Ma hated her, how she accepted the proposal. Raja boasts that Bari Rani Ma loves him. Kal was ready to kill Raj Mata and Rani right away, but Bari Rani Ma says now they can't take such vicious decisions as there is democracy. Raja witnessed the earth, flowers, fragrance and the dew around that each day he will try to get better for her, they will be partners in all the decisions. Kal suspected Raj Mata has really forgotten the past, and Rani is unaware of her parents' life history. He considers it a trap. Bari Rani Ma says that Raj Mata lost her world in this palace. Today she came and sat in front of the murderers of her family without any anger. It seems she has really lost her memory, they only have to take care she doesn't recall anything there. Raj Mata dreams about her past, and wakes up at once. She walks through the forest where Raja and Rani had now finished taken vows and were hugging each other. Bari Rani Ma wonders what Raja will do if he come to know about this all. He is Kal's biggest player on the game of royalty, what if they lose him? They hear Raj Mata calling Rana Ji and Gayatri at the door of palace. She was crying hysterically looking around and shouts her children were killed just in front of her eyes. She can vision Rana Ji's dead body lying on the floor, and sits beside it calling Rana Ji to get up. Kal heads forward, while Bari Rani Ma tries to stop him. Raja parts from Rani, and calls it simpler than he had thought. Bari Rani Ma welcomed her really easily. Rani teases him by skipping his hug. Raj Mata shouts that the blood stains of Rana Ji are still there on the walls of this palace. They have shed his blood, but the same blood has returned to this palace, the daughter of Raja Ji and Gayatri. Their heir, their daughter is here. She will revenge her parents' bloodshed. Until she is alive she will protect her daughter. Kal goes inside to get his gun and takes Raj Mata's aim. Thanks for watching till the end. Make sure you subscribe, and click on the notification bell, to get notified for more updates.
To change your